Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Beyond 50 radio program. I'm Daniel Davis. As we're into spring, that wonderful time when we do a lot of what is known as spring cleaning, a lot of times people overlook that cleaning that really should happen within themselves. That's right, being able to detoxify and purify the body so that you can feel lighter, better, and certainly have a stronger immune system. Back on the program today is a wonderful guest that we've had here before. She is the daughter of the world-renowned health authority, Paul C. Bragg. Some of you might be scratching your head thinking, well, I don't know who Paul C. Bragg is, but certainly if you've been to the store, certainly in a section where you're looking for vinegar, you'll notice the apple cider vinegar with the Bragg name on it. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, considering that this has been around for almost a century now. And our guest today is a life extension nutritionist. She's also author of 10 self-help books and a dynamic health crusader. So we're going to be talking about how we can detoxify the body, get it purified using the Bragg Healthy Lifestyle Protocol. I'd like to welcome to the Beyond 50 radio program today our guest, Patricia Bragg. Patricia, thank you for being back here on the program again.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I love sharing the message of health.
Well, you certainly do. You have plenty of celebrities in your corner as well. I guess this here has really taken hold, hasn't it?
Oh, yes. So you know what? They want to stay healthy and fit and handsome, and the girls want to look beautiful because it's their pocketbook. Just think of that.
Now, it's interesting when you look at other nutritional books that are available out there, and especially when it comes to things like detoxifying and rebuilding the immune system, it's fairly common that you see the Bragg name in other people's books as well.
Yes, we're very proud to say that my father, Paul Bragg, in 1912, started health food stores. Oh, they said that man Bragg said, you are what you eat and drink and breathe, think, say, and do. Oh, they said, he's crazy. You can eat and drink anything you want. It doesn't make any difference. So in the old days, a lot of people smoked, Camels, Chesterfield. Oh, they were wonderful and soothing. But everything my father said since 1912 on is true. You are what you eat and drink. And my father started a young man, Rodell, in organic gardening. And he started a young man in physical fitness, exercise, Jack LaLanne. And it goes on and on.
And then you take a look at the state of the world today, especially in what are known as developed, countries, and you look at the rate of sickness, and America certainly probably is the highest in obesity per capita in the world, and we also have a lot of people that seem to be visiting hospitals as well. And then now you also have the epidemic of growing amounts of cancer. You're seeing autism on the rise, and we're all standing around trying to figure out how this happened. And it's so easy to see what's right in front of us. The fact is that we take in what could be considered a lot of dead food, right?
Yes. Oh, the name of our company is Bragg Live Food Products. Live foods make live people, and go organic. Don't panic. When you eat organic, that means no chemical sprays, chemical fertilizers. You're eating live, healthy foods. And now my father taught young Rodell organic gardening. He came out and spent 2 weeks at our home in Burbank, California. And Dad moved to Burbank from New York because he was a follower of Luther Burbank, this plant wizard. Yes, your health is your wealth. And now it's a shame we've become too modernized with GMO, genetically engineered foods. Oh, even the animals don't want them. The cows don't want them. Guess what? They're smarter. And guess what? It's simple, natural living that we should get back to. Back to the simple, natural living. In the old days, Daniel, that everybody had a garden in their backyard. And during the World War I, they call it victory gardens. And now I call them survival gardens. Everybody should take up half of their lawns and put in their own veggie gardens and go all organic. No chemical fertilizers and chemical sprays, never Roundup and things like that. They're deadly. Go Health. And I want each one to realize, what you put in your mouth, guess what? It becomes you. It's you. So before you put it in your mouth, put it to a test. Will it bring you health or sickness? Yes, America, we're one of the sickest nations in the world. We have more doctors, more cancer, more high blood pressure, more diabetes, more obesity. Oh, look at the school children. Look at them. Go to a shopping center. Just look at them as they're passing by. Poor unhealthy feet. You can see them wobbling. Poor posture. Obesity. Big rumps. Big tummies. Oh, open your eyes. What they did. They overate. How the body says, what do I do with it? Oh, my golly, where do I store all this food they're eating? And they put it on the rump and on the stomach. And then last, it goes to the chin, and they get a double chin. Oh, yes. Daniel, Americans have been eating with their eyes. They see it. They want it. Oh, the advertising. It's wonderful. It's delicious. All these fast food restaurants means fast obesity. Boy, it jumps from the plate to the rump to the stomach. When you overeat, the body doesn't know what to do with it, and it stores it in fat.
Well, that just doesn't seem very encouraging, does it? So let's talk about some things that will encourage people that you don't have to stay that way, that you can actually change this. And it'll take some time, and it may not be easy at first, but it certainly is worth doing once you experience the benefits.
Yes. Rome wasn't built in a day, Daniel. It takes time. I fast every Monday and the first 3 days of every month. My father and I wrote the book, The Miracle of Fasting. Just recently, there were 80,000 people at the big Coliseum. That's it, the LA Coliseum. Katy Perry's mother was there, and she said 80,000 people were praying and fasting for the safety of the world. The ministers came from all over, even Asia, there, and they had fasting and prayer and Christian songs they were singing. Now listen to this. Our book, The Miracle of Fasting, proven throughout history for physical, mental, and spiritual rejuvenation. And Priscillius, he was the 15th century physician, father of body chemistry. Fasting is the greatest remedy, the physician within. Oh, do you realize that every one of you are a miracle as you go through life? Do you realize you have your own plumbing front and back? You have your own hearing, your own miracle pump, your heart. And the Lord gave you 4 more pumps. Guess what? Your 2 arms. You move them around, the circulation happens. Your 2 legs, 2 more pumps. So you have 5 pumps. Your 2 legs, your 2 arms, and your major pump, your heart. Now, right now, Daniel and Joy, are you there?
Yes, I am.
As I'm talking, guess what? I'm here doing the Bragg Windmill Exercise. Woo, woo, woo. Around my arm, right arm goes round and round and round, and the energy comes up. We have millions of people on their morning break, afternoon break, after they get off work, doing the Bragg Windmill Exercises. You know, in the old days, I remember when we were out on our farm, we had a windmill that brought the energy up, ran the windmills, ran the water pumps, everything. And see, when you do the windmill exercise, it brings the energy up from the earth. I'm barefooted probably 70% of every day. Now, I had kept Dr. Scholl going to almost 100. Dr. Scholl, the foot doctor, wonderful man. And also I had Dr. J.C. Penney, one of the first big clothing men in America. He was wonderful. We'd go walking together. He'd come out with his wife in the wintertime to get away from the cold in New York when he got up in years. And we'd go walking and exercise, and we'd do our breathing exercises. My father and I wrote a book on superpower breathing. Do you know that most Americans are shallow breathers? No wonder they don't have energy. Oh, golly, I have Katy Perry, the singer, the Beach Boys, Carrie Underwood, and I had Jerome Hines, 6'7". He sang the longest with the Metropolitan Opera. We teach breathing, breathe it in, and no smoking. Oh, I don't even want to be around it. We have our offices here in Santa Barbara, California, on our campus here. It's wonderful, 120-acre organic farm. Right, I'm looking out at the ocean right now. I see the waves rolling in. It's beautiful. And guess what? Pure air. No toxins. And if you are around toxins in an office, buy a little air purifier. Ask your boss if you can set it up near your desk. And if you have to drive through a lot of traffic with exhaust and everything, you can get a little air purifier for your car, plug it into the smoke, guess what, cigarette lighter. You understand?
I do.
Daniel. Oh, everybody. I want everybody listening right now to be their own health captain. Remember, you are what you eat, what you drink. And put it before the test, before you put it in your mouth. Is it going to either bring you health or sickness? It's up to you to decide. And if you've overeaten, you've asked for trouble, extra pounds, obesity, diabetes, heart trouble, high blood pressure. What is high blood pressure? It's a boiling pot. Oh, it spurts. Oh, the water can even come out of the pot. And high blood pressure is the same thing. Your body is under tension and stress. You've done it by what you've eaten and the lack of exercise and circulation. And remember, if you have obesity, you've overeaten. Look what you've eaten. Most Americans overeat. They eat with their eyes. They see it, they want it. Advertisers know what they're doing, Daniel. They show pictures and they say, that's what I want. They overeat. I'm 5 feet tall, 95 pounds, lean and trim, and I feel ageless. I have more energy right now. I'm barefoot, and I'm exercising, and I'm doing stationary jogging barefoot. Oh, Dr. Schultz said I had the healthiest feet he ever seen. Not an acre of pain, never had a bunion, never had a corn. Oh, what is a corn? Oh, it's your foot crying. Help, help. And it builds the corn on the toe to protect it. That means your shoes didn't fit right. And if you have a bunion, that means you tried to push the toe into a pointed shoe. And men out there that wear those heavy boots, be careful. Your feet don't want to be squeezed. Take them off when you're driving. I talk, Daniel, to truck drivers driving across America that listen to TV shows. I tell them, put sandals on when you're driving your truck. Put sandals so your feet can breathe. They need air. Right now I'm sitting down and I'm exercising my feet. I'm spreading my toes apart. Now I'm running my feet around, squeezing my toes, spreading them out, squeezing them. Now take your hands right now. Tighten your fist. Then open them up. Tighten them up. Open them up. Now see, the body loves to be used. Exercise. You exercise, and it's important. Daniel, are you there?
I'm here.
Well, my golly, let's do some right now. Some windmill exercises. The energy comes up and up and up, and it's wonderful. So I fast every Monday, 8 glasses of water, 3 of them with the Bragg apple cider vinegar. Hippocrates from 400 BC, the father of medicine, used apple cider vinegar to detox and cleanse the body, and he healed people. We have thousands of testimonies from people that have gotten rid of, guess what, GERDs. Oh, they burp, belch, have gas. They need a little apple cider vinegar before their meal to set it up for digestion. And then we had the University of Arizona did a study on people that were obese, and they found that, guess what, it balances out the sugar, helps, and they can go to the website braggacv.com and see the tests that they did and the great results they did with Professor Johnson. And it was wonderful that people just have a little sip of Bragg apple cider vinegar at mealtime, just maybe 10 minutes before. It reduced their fasting blood glucose concentration. And those that were at risk for type 2 diabetes. And listen, they can read our book. They can read our vinegar book. Go on to Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, or you can go to bragg.com. Everything we have, Daniel, is reasonable.
Now, I understand, as I was reading through the Bragg Healthy Lifestyle book on body purification, toxins diet, and healing system, is that your dad was pretty much the guy who introduced juicing to America.
Oh, he sure did. He sure did. In the old days, what they did, they took it and squeezed things in with cheesecloth, and that's how they juice things. And my dad introduced things to juicing to Jack LaLanne. He sold more juicers in America than any one person, and also the Juice Man. And so it was wonderful. And he also was the one that started, the young girl that started wheatgrass. Rachel Carson was another one that Dad started. Rachel Carson. Dad was an inspiration to people to get healthy and then go on and be an inspiration and help others. He started Trader Joe in business. Joe was a young boy in high school, and he came to Bragg's lecture, and he saw everything that Dad was doing, and he loved it. Our Dad was the first one to introduce people to raw nuts, all the wonderful things about nuts and dried fruits. And then he introduced people all over America. He brought in a little hand juicer from Germany and introduced it years ago at the Bragg Health Crusades and got people juicing. And then he was inspiration in getting people open health food stores all over America. Lax soon had a little yogurt shop in Pittsburgh, and that was the only. And guess what, Dad? Who wants to open the first health food store? And guess what? Pennsylvania. There was no health food store. And he said, you got to have a little retail operation. And I'll come in tomorrow, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a health food store, yes, in Pittsburgh. And guess what? 5 people raised their hand up, Daniel. Dad the next day went with the little carpenter and the Bragg Health Foods that Dad had started out in California. We had our organic mint teas. We had the Bragg meal cereal. We had the date sweetener made out of dates, no white sugar. And guess what? Out of the 5 people, he chose little yogurt shop. And guess what it is today? GNC, General Nutrition Centers.
Well, how about that?
Isn't that something? And guess what? He had Fred Meyer's. The Fred Meyer's shops, they put in the Bragg Health Foods years ago. They have them in there today. And Earl Childs is my friend. I've known Earl for over 60 years, maybe 65 years. Earl Childs is Fred Meyer's grandson. Have you heard the name?
I believe I have.
Yes. And Fred Myers, my golly, Fred Myers called my father up at our home in Hawaii, said, Paul, they want me to retire, and I don't want to retire. Well, Fred, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to do, don't do it. No, you're the one that started it all. And by golly, and then they said he couldn't drive anymore. And Dad says, well, do you have yellow cab in the town? He said, yes. Dad said, well, yellow cab will be your chauffeur. And so, by golly, yellow cab pulled up in front of his house that Monday morning, drove him to the office, and they wanted to know, how'd you get here? He said, yellow cab, my chauffeur. He went to his office, and he saw that his things were not on the wall, and that he had left. And he said, he pounded on the table, and he said, I'm not ready to retire. He said, I want my things back on the wall. And boy, did they run fast. They got his awards up on the wall and got everything back. No, listen, I'm active. I'm in my 8 decades, and I'm going strong. And listen, I love being a health crusader. And Fred Myers loved being what he was and having wonderful stores. And he has a wonderful grandson, Earl Childs. And he loves being good to Oregon. All right, your health is your wealth. 3 John 2, the Lord says, may you prosper in good health as your soul prospers. Genesis 6:3, the Lord says, woo, woo, may your years be numbered 120. Why not? Some of the scientists agree with my father now, Daniel. They agree with him because there's no reason why. When you feed the body healthy and you drink enough liquids to keep your body good elimination, 8 glasses of purified water, and like the father of medicine, Hippocrates, used apple cider vinegar. An apple a day helps keep the doctor away. That's an old adage. An apple cider vinegar balances your pH balance so you don't get GERDs and upset stomachs. Guess what? Helps keep you young. I feel ageless, Daniel. Ageless. Here I am doing my stationary jogging. For every half hour you sit in front of the telly or at your office, stand up, do stationary jogging for 3 to 5 minutes. Oh, circulation is the key to good health. Oh, it's so important, Daniel. So important. My father was the original triathlete. Dave Scott won 5 Ironman triathlons, swim, bike, run, 112 miles. And he followed our book, the Triathlon Training Manual. I used to work with and train triathletes all over the world. All over the world. I've been to New Zealand, Australia, England, Europe, South America. Yes, see, we've taught people to be athletes and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Well, I want you to know that the Bragg Health Foundation is very important in promoting school children to realize they are what they eat, drink, breathe, think, say, and do. I have an exercise and good posture is very important. Right now, those of you that are home, stand up, toes straight forward, tighten the butt, suck in the gut, lift up your rib cage, shoulders back slightly, put 2 fingers on your nose, and plumb line it down to your belly button. Now drop your hands and swing them. And look in the mirror. You will see what a difference when you stand up straight and have good posture. Do it again. Tighten the butt, suck in the gut, lift up the rib cage, shoulders back slightly, chin up a little, and put your finger on your nose and plumb line it down to your belly button. Drop the hands and swing them. And this is it. Posture is so important. You realize This is your vehicle, your home, your body that carries you through life from morning to night. Daniel, blessings to you and joy. How wonderful that you have this show.
Well, we certainly try to bring good information to people, and they've certainly gotten a rich history about who your father was and how you're ageless, and certainly, I was bringing up juicing, even though we just have a few minutes left here, because what I was interested in is I discovered last summer, as I was doing a little bit of research, cabbage is quite an interesting little food there that people kind of may be overlooking, but the health benefits of cabbage were amazing. And what I discovered during a little bit of research is back in the 1940s, they actually did it was beyond a study, but they actually used cabbage to see if they could heal ulcers, and digestive problems.
That's very true.
And found out that they could actually do that, and that it actually worked faster than if you were to go to a doctor and take whatever prescriptions they have to do the very same thing.
Yes. My father and I wrote a book on sauerkraut. Now, sauerkraut, I make my own sauerkraut. I grow my own cabbage, and I have sauerkraut over my salad, over my veggies, almost every day that I'm eating. I fast every Monday and the first 3 days of every month. And now listen, I want you to know that's very true. Stanford University got a large grant to find out this very, very wealthy man had stomach ulcers and they couldn't get rid of them. And he was in pain all the time, on codeine to stop the pain. And guess what? Stanford University found sauerkraut. Sauerkraut juice and sauerkraut got rid of the ulcers. You're right. And in Germany, all the Germans, they always have a crock pot of sauerkraut. And you can buy sauerkraut, all natural, in the health food stores. And Daniel, it's wonderful. And I'm going to put our sauerkraut book out again as ebook. You can go to Bragg.com and you get our ebooks, and they're all very reasonable ebooks. Those of you who like ebooks, I like to hold Daniel a book in my hand. I've averaged a book a day since I was 5 years old. My father taught me that books can be your best friends. Books. The written word never tires. It can be with you night and day. Just remember that. And Bragg books are there to help you, and we love our Bragg books inform, influence, and inspire you, all ages, to live the Bragg healthy lifestyle. Yeah, Daniel.
Fascinating stuff. Patricia, I want to thank you for taking the time to be on our program today. And for our listeners out there, could you go ahead and give out your website where they can discover and get more information?
Oh, yes. It's Bragg.com, and you can see all that we have. Go to that, and I'm on social media. You can go to that, and then you can go to Bragg Hawaii Exercise.com. And you can see our class 6 days a week. I live in Hawaii part-time. I live in Australia part-time, Hawaii part-time. My father went to Hawaii in 1920 as the guest at Duke Kahanamoku, the father surfing. And our class is 6 days a week, 9 to 10:30, all free, going in its 43rd year, Daniel.
Well, very good. Well, Patricia, thank you again so much for being on the program today and sharing the Bragg healthy lifestyle, especially when it comes to purifying the body and making it feel better.
Oh, thank you, Daniel. Thank you to Joy and both of you for all that you do. And God bless the world, and may it be peaceful and no more wars.
Isn't that true? Patricia, again, thank you for being on the Beyond 50 radio program.
Thank you.
We want to thank you, the listeners out there, for joining us and responding through our social media. You can follow us on Twitter at Beyond 50 Radio, as well as Facebook, Beyond 50 Radio. Hey, we keep it simple for everybody out there. You can also discover more about what we're up to by visiting us at Beyond50Radio.com. That is the number 50. We encourage you to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter, stay updated, and find out what's coming up on our program. I'm Daniel Davis. Thank you for joining us. This is the Beyond 50 radio program, and remember, live your day past halfway.